Hello, my name is Leon Dwinga. I'm the owner of this 2007 Suburban 2500 four-wheel drive. I wanted to make a video to show you the functionality of the Suburban. This car has been absolutely phenomenal. This is the second 2500 Suburban that I've owned, and I can confidently say that this is one of the cleanest that exists. A couple things that make this Suburban special are in 2007, the model year of this vehicle was the last year that they used the legendary 4L80 transmission. It's a 4-speed transmission, and a lot of people think more speeds, it's a better vehicle. But something important to note is that the 6-speed version of the Suburban 2500 had a lot of problems with that transmission. The 4-speed, the 4L80 that's in this vehicle, was actually used from the 1970s forward with the base technology and was improved marginally. So the reliability of this transmission, this is a 300,000 mile and better transmission. I see them very frequently with those sort of miles, and as you can see, this vehicle only has 45,000 on the odometer. This has been garage kept its entire life. This was originally owned by JP Morgan, and they owned it to 28,000 miles. I believe that they used it to transport bullion, like gold and silver bullion. I purchased it at 28,000 miles. It'll be 2 years this August, and the vehicle has been phenomenal. I did purchase it with the intentions of pulling a camper and taking my family across the country. But I ended up not buying the camper, and with the shortage and the supply crunch and the accelerating prices of RVs, I ended up not buying it at all. So this has just been my commute vehicle. Right now I'm driving on 376 outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is a very typical route. I'm now lifting my hand off the wheel. As you can see, this track's very straight on the road, and this road is not a very straight road. It does lean left and right, but the vehicle tracks straight. You can see at the wheel, there's no pulsing in the wheel. It's incredibly smooth. I have put Bilstein performance shocks on this. They are the correct ride height for the Suburban, and it rides absolutely beautifully. The last 2500 Suburban I had auto ride. They actually stopped making auto ride in this vehicle in this year, and I can say very firmly that the Bilsteins way outperformed the auto ride that I had in my 2005 Suburban. Another important thing I want to share with you is that 2007, which is where they made the transition to the newer body panels, it actually shares the exact same frame as the Suburban that was made from 1999 to 2006. And the reason that I share that is that in 2007 legislation was passed that basically classified vehicles like this and other full-size pickup trucks that towed under 10,000 pounds as essentially being non-commercial, and ones that towed over 10,000 pounds as being commercial vehicles. The 2005 and 2006 Suburban 2500s were rated to tow 12,000 pounds. That said, this is rated to tow 10,000, but it has the same components and the same technology as the vehicles that were towing 12,000 pounds. So do with that what you will. This is not advice on not following manufacturer specified tow ratings, but it is important to realize that this vehicle is well overbuilt for towing more than 10,000 pounds. So if you do have a camper, you have a boat, this will pull it absolutely effortlessly. I did put in a brake controller and have that professionally installed, and I've used it to tow a small trailer that I have, weighs about 4,000 pounds, and it towed absolutely flawlessly. I did tow a larger trailer with it, 7,500 pounds, and it was like it wasn't there. The leaf springs in the back are absolutely stout, and again with this new, the new shock absorbers, there's absolutely no problem. That said, I did use a weight distribution hitch, which takes weight off of the vehicle and puts it back on the trailer, and that is recommended for any trailer above 5,000 pounds. Other than that, when I purchased the vehicle, it had never been towed with, and I know that because none of the wiring for a tow brake controller was accessed. It was still in the factory loom, and the receiver coupler was completely virgin. There wasn't any rust, which all of them have. Even my brand new Ram has that, because as soon as you slide the metal trailer hitch inside of the metal receiver, they make contact, it removes the paint, and you have rust. That says this didn't have that, and it really has very, very minimal rust in that receiver even now, because I really haven't towed with it. If you look underneath the vehicle, which I will post photos of, you'll see that it was treated with wool wax, and there is no corrosion to the frame whatsoever. If you're wondering what wool wax is essentially a derivative of sheep fat that can penetrate metal through oxidation into the metal, and it stops any sort of water penetration. It's different than spray-on undercoating in that undercoating actually will trap water in. Wool wax actually pulls water and keeps it out. So all of the door panels, the inside of the door panels, the inside of the hood, inside of the rear hatch, all of the skin on the vehicles, all the fenders have been treated with wool wax. You can see it in the pictures. You actually see some of it coming out of the doors, which is completely normal. That's what it's supposed to